Hey everyone, this week I've been spending time with this 2024 Hyundai Ioniq 6 Limited all-wheel drive long range. MSRP on this is just shy of $55,000 and it gets 270 miles of range on a charge. We have a 77.4 kilowatt hour battery that charges on level 2 in just under 7 hours, level 3 in just over an hour, and if you can find a 800 volt charger somewhere out there, it'll charge from 10 to 80 in 18 minutes. Pretty crazy, ultra fast charging here in this Ioniq 6. So let's go ahead and take you for a walk around it, dive into some exterior features, and then we'll show you some interior features and take it for a spin. Now, this exterior is finished in Onyx Black, and this Ioniq 6 looks remarkably unique. It does have a double spoiler on the back that looks very cool. You got some like pixelated design elements for the taillights that look very sharp, very cool at night. This is a pretty long sedan. It's definitely focused for passenger comfort. We'll open the trunk here shortly and you'll kind of see how small-ish the trunk is, but you know, it looks like a banana kind of. You do have 20-inch wheels up here, look very sharp, wrapped in Pirellis. So all around the car is equipped with LEDs. So LED turn signals, LED taillights, LED headlights. You do have some active grille shutters that open and close right here. Pretty cool. Over here on the right side is how you charge the Ioniq 6. This is motorized. I kind of wish it wasn't, to be honest with you, because it kind of gets annoying and, you know, it's just like a gas cap. I'd prefer to just open it myself, but you do have your typical electric charger here. This vehicle does come equipped with a level 1 120 volt charger that you could just plug into a traditional wall outlet. It will take forever for it to charge this car, but I still work a 9-to-5 job and you know, have been using this to commute back and forth to work and do my daily duties, and I'm able to charge it on a level 1 at home just fine to 100% with no range loss. And I drive about 30-ish miles a day, so no complaints here at all with charging for my use. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trunk here. You have a power lift gate. Like I said, it's not the largest trunk in the world. They definitely prioritize passenger space. No spare tire in this one, unfortunately, but that seems to be the standard nowadays. You do get 60/40 folding rear seats as well, so you can fit longer items back here. This is power, like I said, but the disadvantage of this power liftgate is you can open it with the key fob, but you can't close it with the key fob, and that's really annoying. Now, these door handles do recess into the door to where it's a completely flat, more aerodynamic. Kind of wish they were just traditional door handles, to be honest, but they are cool and very easy to use. I can see this being a little problematic in the winter up here in Northeast Ohio. I would kind of want to test one of these in the winter and see how it would do up here as far as range, these door handles, and performance in the snow. Maybe I can get one of these in the winter. We'll see. But yeah, very interesting. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back seat. Everything in here is H-Tex, Hyundai's leatherette material. Very nice. This is finished in gray. Very easy ingress. Very comfortable back here. Headroom is pretty much non-existent. I'm 6 foot. The driver's seat is in my driving position, and my head is absolutely slammed up against the roof, which is a little bit unfortunate, but if you're smaller than me, it's fine. I mean, if you just slouch down, it's still pretty comfortable. These seats are super plush, very comfortable. I really like the back support. It feels very good. Kind of reminds me of my Crown Vic back seat, to be honest with you. Do get a pull-down center armrest with a couple cup holders here, some rear vents, a couple USB-C ports, a couple map pockets, a little bit of storage. You can see the floor is flat because there's no transmission in here, so that's actually kind of nice. You can stretch out without, you know, bothering your passenger over here, really, or maybe bothering your passenger, I don't know. Quick shot of the dash, nice futuristic dash. We'll look at that in a second. You get a sunroof as well. You can kind of see right now, this does come with ambient lighting, 2-stage. You can maybe see under here as well. Maybe if I hold my hand under here, it's customizable to any color you want. It looks super cool at night. Go take a look at what's under the hood. It's really not much to look at. There's a little bit of a frunk, I guess. This thing, while we're under here, does make 320 horsepower and 445 pound-feet of torque. So 0 to 60 is about 4.5 to 5 seconds. So it's not a slouch at all. It's actually a very quick car, but we'll get into that when we go for a drive. Let's go check out the driver's seat here. Both seats are power heated and ventilated. Very, very comfortable. They are memory position as well. Over here on the left, you get your parking brake, your gauge cluster brightness that has 100 levels. Interesting. Power lift gate, traction control off, and your mirror controls. All your window controls are actually right here in the center, including the lock and unlock. And your auto hold as well. It's pretty interesting to try to keep this clean and kind of minimalist. It does look very nice, and actually I don't mind it at all. Did take some getting used to. Up here in the front, you're greeted with 12.3-inch screens, one for the gauge cluster and one for the infotainment. There is no wireless CarPlay or Android Auto. It's only plug-in, at least for 2024. I heard in 2025 it's going to be wireless, but Hyundai's infotainments are nothing to scoff at. I really like them. This is kind of I guess I would say the previous year's infotainment. You've seen it in like the Santa Fe's, like the 2023 Santa Fe's and stuff like that. It works very nice. You can even find your nearest charge point as well. It'll navigate you to that. Just clicking that, set its destination, show some parking as well. It even shows you, if you turn off the climate, how much range you'll get. This vehicle is just customizable in general. You can pretty much do anything. There's active sound design to make you make noises while you're driving. I don't particularly care for that because if you buy an EV, I think it just should be silent in general. But it's pretty cool. You can change the theme in the cluster, change your climate features as well, seat lights. I mean, we could go spend 20-30 minutes on all this. You guys kind of get the point. Don't want to bore you with all the details. Down here you do get your dual zone climate controls, and not a fan of this because to engage the heated steering wheel and heated and ventilated seats, you have to click this button, which opens up the infotainment, and then kind of drag this up and down. That's kind of a bummer. Not a big fan of that. Wish they were physical controls down here. Same with fan speed as well. Just kind of, it's awkward to operate and find while you're driving. Coming down through here, you do get a wireless charger. Since you don't have wireless CarPlay, kind of useless, but a couple cup holders down through here. We already talked about this. A center console that's decent size. Glove box that's multiple tiered as well. It's pretty nice. Auto dimming rear view mirror with home link, and a illuminated visor mirror that you have to turn on manually. This interior is extremely nice. The quality of the materials in here is top notch. No complaints at all. No rattles, no squeaks. It is absolutely perfect. I've really enjoyed my time in this week, and my wife has as well as my family that was seated back here for a little road trip yesterday, and they just loved it. So besides the headroom, my dad was literally scraping his head up at the roof, but other than that, he liked it. I think I even forgot to mention all of this nice space under here that can be used to store purses or food or something. It's very, very, very handy. And you even get a 12-volt outlet under here too. Now, one thing I do like that they did with the infotainment system here is they do give you an option to customize a few buttons on the steering wheel and here. These little star buttons can be like quick access. I have this one already set to phone projection to, set to wherever menu you want to go in the car. So I have this one set for the EV page, and I'll just automatically bring me to the EV page and tell me where my nearest charger's at. And oh, by the way, when you adjust the climate control, it automatically adjusts your range too. So as I go down in temperature, you can see my range is going to suffer because of that. That's pretty interesting. But anyways, and then I can go back to the phone projection mode by just pressing that. Even the mode button on the steering wheel is customizable, and a few other buttons on here are customizable as well. So that is pretty nice to see. Do get a 360 reverse camera as well with guidance lines that move. One thing I did forget to mention is this vehicle does come equipped with the vehicle to load feature, meaning you can use this vehicle to power other things like your fridge in case of a power outage. I don't know, an e-bike if you wanted to charge up, you want to take this car camping and you need some electricity and you want to bring a window AC unit or something to power it. You can do that via this port back here. It's just a traditional plug, 120 volt, 16 amps, or you can buy an adapter to plug in the charge port and then use it that way. Pretty sweet that you can do that. I mean, we've seen it in the Ford Lightning. How that thing can power your house for like 3 days. This is, I don't think, as powerful, but you can still have the capability to do that, which I think is a pretty good selling point to get an EV. Nice little battery backup for your house. Okay, so I think this about covers all the features of the Ioniq 6 off the top of my head. If I think of something, I will let you guys know while driving. In case I forget, it's a lot to remember. It's a feature-packed car, so without further ado, let's take this thing for a spin. But before we do that, please be sure to like the video. It helps me as a smaller creator, and promotes the video, gets it out there in the algorithm. You guys all know how that works, and it would be a huge help for me if you have enjoyed it so far to like the video. And if you liked it even more than that, please consider subscribing as well. I do car reviews weekly, and a lot of good cars coming soon. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take it for a spin. This vehicle defaults in the Eco drive mode. You do get 3 drive modes: Eco, Normal, and Sport. And when you start it up, it will be in Eco. We'll just leave it in Eco for now, drive it a little bit, go to Normal, drive it in Normal for a little bit, and then Sport when we do our 0 to 60s. Now we do get the rotary shifter here on the column. It's pretty easy. We've seen it on other Hyundai vehicles. Forward to go forward, backward to go backwards, neutral, just twisting up slightly, and park on the end. Very nice, very intuitive. Super easy for people to figure out. Now this vehicle does come equipped with 1-pedal drive. But to engage it, you do have to use the paddle shifters on the back of the steering wheel, and you have to hit the left paddle shifter every single time when you start up the vehicle, because it resets to a level 3 of regen. You have 3 levels of regen. If you don't know what regen is, it's just the electric motors helping to slow down the vehicle and recharge the battery, and you have various levels of controlling that. If you don't want strong regen, you can just hit this paddle shifter on the right, and you can coast for days. See, right now I let my foot off the throttle and we're just coasting, but now I'm going to put it in I-pedal, the 1-pedal drive, and watch how quick we slow down here. I'm not touching the brakes at all. I'll bring you to a nice stop. Pretty nice. You can modulate the throttle and get a perfect stop-start experience. It's not too jarring and pretty user-friendly. You have Hyundai's blind spot monitoring cameras, which I like to see. It's one of my favorite things about Hyundai vehicles. You can see they just destroyed our roads and graveled them because our county out here is too cheap to use actual blacktop. But we'll pay the price for that in road noise here. But as you can see, this vehicle is super quiet on this road surface. I really wish I could stress just how quiet this vehicle is over this road surface, because if I take my Civic or my wife's CR-V or pretty much any other vehicle, it would be deafening in here. But this is doing a really good job mitigating the noise from this awful garbage road surface we have here in Northeast Ohio. I've driven EVs before, but I haven't had one for an extended period of time, and I have to say, I'm a fan. I am a fan of EVs, and I was pretty skeptical, along with the rest of the world, here a few weeks ago, on how this was actually going to work for me. But honestly, for my commute and for my, putzing around town and local trips here in Ohio, this is perfect. This is really all I need. I'm actually considering looking into an Ioniq 5, because I like how the Ioniq 5 looks a little better than this. And I really think I could make this work. Public charging experience was great. Even my home charging experience was great. If I install a level 2, I would never need to worry about range. I didn't have any range anxiety this week at all, because right now, even though this gets 270 miles range, my estimate here is 324, which is pretty nice to see. That's about that's based on a bunch of different variables. You should really focus on the battery percentage here rather than your mileage, because that fluctuates so much. But I really didn't have any range anxiety here at all. I really like this 1-pedal driving experience as well. You don't even need to use the brakes on this vehicle. I wonder if I purchased one of these long term when I would actually have to change the brakes, because I never have to use them. Now this is in eco mode, and there is still plenty of power to be had here. It does limit the power significantly at wide open throttle, but it's still not a slouch at all. We'll do a 0 to 60 up here shortly. We'll go ahead and put this into sport mode, and immediately the throttle sensitivity changes, and so does the steering. It tightens up just a little bit, and produces that sporty experience. Go ahead and take it out of one pedal drive for this. Come to a complete stop here. And floor it. Wow. It's quick. It is very quick. All-wheel drive, the instant torque from the electric motors, your eyes are in the back of your head. It's not going to compete. It's not going to be as fast as a Model 3 Performance, but this is quick enough for anybody. Honestly, with these wicked fast EVs, I think they're just kind of stupid. You don't need anything faster than this. We'll go ahead and put this back into eco mode. This thing weighs about 4,500 pounds, so it is pretty heavy, but it's not like, going to, exceed the weight limit on bridges like the Hummer EV. Some of the bridges that we have around here in, rural country wouldn't even handle the Hummer EV weight, which is pretty crazy to see. You can kind of hear the little bit of electrical hum coming out of the front there. There's a speaker that plays at speeds below 24 miles an hour or so. That kind of alerts pedestrians. It is kind of loud. It does get kind of annoying, to be honest with you, but it's just required there by law, so you don't run over anybody. So now we're on a proper road surface that's not just a gravel road, and you can hear just how quiet and refined this vehicle is. Some wind noise up here at the pillars, but other than that, it's just a very quiet experience. I've been in a Tesla Model 3, and I think this compares directly with a Tesla Model 3, and this is leaps and bounds nicer as far as a driving experience, a passenger experience, and an overall refined vehicle. This quality in here is unmatched compared to a Tesla. Tesla does have that supercharger network and obviously a very good software system, but this just feels like a normal vehicle that anybody can just hop into and drive, and it's an enjoyable experience while you're having it. Nothing rattles, nothing squeaks, nothing's falling apart. You don't have whistling diesel closing the doors and the door panels falling off. But it's just a very nice quality vehicle. Do have traffic sign recognition on the gauge cluster as well, as you can see there. It's pretty nice. Last week I drove a Lexus RX 450h. It was a plug-in hybrid, and while this may be a little bit louder in road noise, the ride and the comfort is pretty much the same as that vehicle. It's really good, guys, in here. Take this out of one pedal to go around some of these corners. Put it in sport. Holy cow. With that low center of gravity and, with the batteries in here, this thing just rocket ships around corners. It handles very, very well. I did not expect that. I knew this thing's like 4,500 pounds, but it just rockets around corners. And, you can use that all-wheel drive system to your advantage to just pull you out of corners too. It's so much fun. Now, this does come with Hyundai's Highway Driving Assist 2, and it's super easy to engage. It's just like their other Highway Driving Assist controls over here on the left. Obviously, we're not on a highway right now, so I can't demo it, but the Highway Driving Assist 2 does offer lane change assist, so it will automatically change lanes for you as soon as you turn your turn signal on. You do have to keep your hand on the wheel, and it does take its sweet time, but I do find that Highway Driving Assist 2 definitely negotiates corners a lot better than Highway Driving Assist 1. Not that Highway Driving Assist 1 was garbage anyways, it's a very good system, but I would say Highway Driving Assist 2 is a little more advanced in keeping that lane centering in check. Obviously, you do have the adaptive cruise control that you can control your following distance as well right here. Physical controls, which is nice. You can disengage it at any time by just pressing those buttons there, and you don't have to worry about anything else. That is one of the best parts about this vehicle, that besides this stupid climate control system, which I think they're addressing in 2025. Everything is pretty much physical and easy to access and easy to use. This vehicle does come equipped with a Bose stereo system, so we'll go ahead and test that here real quick. Go to the next track here. Right, pretty good. I would say this is a B tier system. I've definitely heard better systems from Hyundai, but yeah, it's pretty good. Visibility in this is pretty good. These pillars are a little thick. I kind of wish there was like a window right here that you can kind of see through, but even over your shoulder, and those windows back there are absolutely massive. It's pretty easy to look out of. The rear window is a little small, but I mean, you can still see out of it perfectly fine. You can see in the rearview mirror there. No complaints at all. We'll do another 0 to 60 because why not? All right, here we go. That doesn't get old. That doesn't get old at all. Jeez Louise. This thing's an absolute rocket ship. It's crazy how fast it is out of a dig. Absolutely crazy. Can't imagine something quicker like a Model 3 Performance. That'd be nuts. Alright, back on the crap road surfaces. Love that my test route now is about 80% gravel. You can see on this drive I've been getting 3.1 miles per kilowatt hour. Normally around like 4.5. So it's not, it's pretty efficient for a EV. I think the where you want to be is right in between 4 and 5. Anything beyond that is pretty darn good. I know the Lexus plug-in hybrid, I was getting like 2 or less. So that one wasn't really efficient at all. It'd be interesting to see as, technology progresses and, gets better, just how much more efficient that number will be, say in 10, 15, 20 years. It'd be interesting to see if we can get 10 to 15 miles per kilowatt hour someday. That'd be pretty sweet. As you can kind of hear, that electric noise does get pretty loud. If you have the radio on, it kind of tunes it out just a little bit, but it is kind of annoying. All right, that is going to do it for the 2024 Hyundai Ioniq 6 Limited All-Wheel Drive. What a treat this has been this week. Let's go ahead and... it says device left in wireless charger. That's pretty cool, in case you forget your phone. Oh, I actually do have one more feature to show you guys. You guys are probably super familiar with this already, but this does come equipped with the Hyundai Smart Park feature. In case you're parked right on, or somebody parked right on top of you, and you can't get out, or the car is in a puddle. All you got to do is just press and hold this button here on the side of the key fob, and it will start moving for you and making this creepy noise. And as soon as you let go of the key fob, it stops immediately. Same thing, you can put it back as well. And then you can let go, and it'll stop immediately. It will also stop right before it gets to the curb as well. But yeah, pretty handy, pretty awesome banana. Or I'm sorry, Ioniq 6. Definitely changed my perspective about EVs this week. I think, as I get older, I'm learning, instead of criticizing things without trying them, you should probably try them first. That's a pretty good lesson for anybody to take under their belt. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Please be sure to follow me on Instagram at PaulsPlaceYT for some additional content and behind the scenes. Thank you to Hyundai for providing this vehicle for me to film this week. It has been a pleasure and greatly appreciated. And yeah, guys, be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll go ahead and see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.